Yeah, one of us is out at work and the other one is flying this afternoon.
Oh,
for
really?
Austin, so-
Where? To Austin?
Yeah.
For South by Southwest?
No, I think it just aligned
yeah.
with the,
Oh, really?
the weekend.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
She has friends out there, and she's now that we have some free time, Chrissy was like, oh, I guess. No, wait, she planned this before. It
planned
just
it
sort of coincided that we have free time now. But
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it. Can you tell me like a little bit about the project and how it kind of just came together?
Sure.
It's kind of a big question.
Yeah. So it actually all started back in 2009. At that time, I was living in Japan, and I had a blog, like everybody back then.
Yeah, of course.
And it was the beginning of like street style. And of course, when I looked at magazine or blogs, all I could see was fashion in New York, Paris, London, and everybody was wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I was really curious of like what were people wearing in other places, like Indonesia or I don't know, like Turkey.
Yeah.
But at the time in 2009, but I didn't have any money. I couldn't travel places and take pictures, and also people didn't have smartphones back then, especially not in those countries. So I found someone on Facebook, and his name is Michael. And I asked him if he was interested in receiving a disposable camera.
Was this the person in Indonesia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was affordable for me, affordable to send, and for him to take the pictures and send it back to me. And so we did that, and the picture came back amazing, very colorful, very different than anything you see, and I was very excited. Posted on my blog, that's it.
Yeah.
And then eventually I did that with one camera to Haiti, and then one camera to Thailand, posted on my blog, then nothing.
Yeah.
And then years passed, and I eventually moved to Los Angeles, started working for American Apparel, and then we're in 2014.
Oh my god, what a throwback. I'm like, okay. All right.
5 years later, I'm just working there, and that's where I met Alex, that's where I met Alaya and Chrissy.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
And eventually, like, talking about, like, culture, photography, all that, I mentioned the little experiment of sending cameras. And directly the idea was like, oh my god, this is such a great concept. We need to do something with that. And so we started Disposable Magazine at that moment.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Did you guys all were you guys all interested in photography from the beginning, or was it just kind of like you saw her idea and like
it was sort of like we all kind of had various like hobbies that sort of relate to it. I mean, like we all work in fashion. Like I like kind of dabbled with photography, but no, I wouldn't even say it like that. It was more just like I like to take photos. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, like I want to pursue this as like a career or anything. But it was just like, I don't know, like I had never really heard of that concept before. So it was just like a nice take on like, oh, seeing someone else's life and it being as unedited as possible. So I feel like that was definitely something at least that drew me to it. I don't want to speak on behalf of Alex and Chrissy, but I feel like there's a reason why we all stuck really close together for the last few years. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And sorry, to touch back on Michael, did you meet Michael through your blog? That kind of like, was it like a Tumblr thing?
No, it was on Facebook.
Oh,
you know, in
Facebook?
2009 is when everybody started to get on Facebook, and that's how I met him. And I mean, we're still in touch today.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's like 10 years now.
Dang,
it's quite
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, what was I gonna say? So when you guys all hopped on, what year was this around? Was this like when Instagram was
So it was
starting to like blow up, or was this before Instagram a little bit?
It was, I mean, I guess 2014 it is exactly when Instagram was like really
like
blowing.
reaching. Yeah.
But at that moment, you know, it was still like a very shy type of project. We had like 10 first like contributors.
And it was the book first, right?
It was like,
before there was really an internet.
We did like a printed version just because it felt like we needed a manifest or something that was like representing what the project was. And then for like almost 3 long years, we didn't do much with it because I think we didn't have much money, we didn't have much time. Also, the team was slowly getting together, but it was not like the cohesive like team we have now. And so it's only since last year really that we started to meet every week and work on the project on a daily basis. And so our presence on Instagram grew like exponentially. You know, we have so many people reaching out.
That's awesome.
We're like, we have to like make more cameras. We're selling out. It's like it's getting kind of like crazy in terms of
it's exciting.
work.
Yeah,
it's so exciting.
You guys almost have like 12K, I think, right?
Yeah,
almost. It's like
almost,
11 something.
That's awesome. That's so fun.
But yeah, it's crazy because now there will be people that will talk to us that are like, oh, Disposable Magazine, I've heard of that. And I'm like,
awesome.
really? Like, are you sure? Like,
You're
it still feels so small. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, I'm, like, entirely grateful for the fact that people are just they're so behind this movement. Just because, like, I feel like one of the reasons why this, like, the camera is so important to us is just that it's like, especially working in fashion, there's so much that's like fake about what goes into like a photo shoot, you know, and then there's people that will see that and think like, oh, that's reality, you know, and especially with like Instagram, it's like you're only posting your best moments that you're not, you have this like feeling of like, oh, inadequacy compared to like someone else's life. But it's like, you know, I feel like if it's gonna be celebrating the good things, like, you know, it's gonna, like, with the 27 shots there is in one camera, it's truly unedited and you're very selective about what you shoot, that it's like more meaningful.
Very special.
That it's not just like, oh, I mean, like, I'm guilty of it. I love taking pictures with my phone. But I feel like I don't reference what's on my phone as much as I reference, like, what I develop on a camera, you know? Because I'm, like, taking, like, so many random things, and then I just don't look at it again.
Yeah. It's like the picture of the sunsets. I always laugh at those, because I'm like, okay, that happens every day.
I know.
But people, like, still take pictures of it.
No, totally. I mean, shit, I'm guilty of it, too.
I know, same. I'm like, that's a rainbow.
Like, the sky is pink. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Can I grab a water, please?
Water, absolutely. Ice water?
Yes, please.
Got it.
And feel free to take some. I
you.
definitely don't want to eat these all by myself.
Thank you. Yeah, I would definitely. And Instagram is like so curated. So the 27 shots is super important. But like, how do you guys like choose who to send it to?
So that's a question that is often asked to us by people online. So right now we are still 100% self-funded. So means it's all coming from our personal money. So obviously,
I think we are too still actually.
Oh God. So it's like you have to think where you put your money and the price, the cost of a camera, the cost of developing. It's like it's a budget that is a total of $25 for each person. So we really try to cover either people that are extremely inspiring to us, that we think they do something amazing. So I think that's really a detail. With Instagram, with the era of bloggers and influencers, it's really much about being something. When we want to highlight people that are doing something.
I love that.
So that's
super important.
That's the main point about the people we choose is that they have to do something inspiring.
Whether they're like
not
really
just pretty
well known.
or not just like.
Because I feel like so many people will shy away from contacting us because they think like, well, I only have like 300 followers on Instagram. It's like, we don't give a shit. It's like, if you're doing something interesting, like...
That's awesome.
But
and then another aspect, of course, is selecting people that are in locations that have less of a highlight in the mass media than, you know, the cities like Los Angeles, New York, Paris. Like, again, those cities are everywhere. The people living in those cities have much more chance to be featured in anything than someone living in Lagos or Nairobi. So definitely that's a part of the consideration when selecting contributors.
Totally. And I'm kind of guilty of that because I'm like very much in the bubble of like not thinking like outside of LA.
I mean, it's hard. Like, it's really hard, but it's like we try our best, and like sometimes we're lucky that like really interesting people will contact us or someone will recommend someone to us. So that's like the majority of where our content lately has come from, is that people have like reached out to us or have like purchased a camera. Because in theory, it's like we would love to be able to give a camera to just anybody. But it's like until like we have some sort of source of money that it's sustainable enough that we can do that. It's like, oh, we kindly ask if anyone wants to contribute by like purchasing a camera. And I mean, sometimes a lot of the times like those roles come out great, you know, that it's like doesn't matter really where the source is coming from. It's like it's almost always like, I don't know, like perfect. You know?
Amazing. How many cameras do you send out? Like, do you guys have like a number usually per month or per week or anything?
I would say we try to have like one printed issue per quarter.
Okay,
And per issue, we try to have 10 contributors that we send camera
Okay.
to.
Oh wow.
And then you have all the submissions, which are the people that spontaneously like purchase the camera.
Oh, then just send it to
And
you guys. Oh, that's fun.
That's
Yeah.
like between like I will say 5 and 8 a week.
Okay.
When
Wow.
we have it on stock.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of cameras that are
Yeah.
going out there, and like I said, like honestly, we wish we could just like give it away for free.
Yeah.
We are actually like in the process of becoming a non-profit.
Okay.
Because once we are non-profit, we can work with like donations, with funding.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then we will be able to do a lot more things with
Oh my
that.
god, that's so fun. That's exciting. And so, like you guys said, like it's kind of what people are doing instead of like who they are. Was this initially like a pushback towards Instagram, or was it just did it just kind of turn out that way?
It turned out that way, I think. I don't
Yeah.
think that in the beginning, in 2014,
Yeah.
I don't think we felt the bad part of
Gone bad
Instagram
at the time.
yet.
Yeah.
It was just like, that other social media. I think it's really recent that we start to see the wrong side of social media.
Yeah, it's
the
really weird. It freaks
fakeness.
me out.
Yeah. It's like the retouching, is the filter. It's also the curation of, like Alaya said, only
Yeah.
showing the best moment
Yeah.
when everybody knows that that's not real.
Yeah.
And I think slowly, like humans are like being like uncomfortable with imperfection. Everything
Yeah.
has to be perfect and controlled.
Yeah.
And
we
with
take like 20 pictures. Like,
Yeah.
which one turned out bad?
yeah. And with disposable cameras, it's like it's very like
Yeah.
unreliable somehow. You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a chance to have pictures that don't come out the way you want
Yeah.
to just come out at all. And
Yeah.
I think we embrace that part of like uncertainty and imperfection.
Yeah. Okay.
And then jumping from that is like one of the reasons that we choose to feature the whole roll, just so it's like you can't curate it. Like, that's why we ask
Yeah.
people to send us the camera back so
Yeah.
that we can develop it. Because there was like a time when, like I forget who it was, where because of time constraints, it was like, they ended up developing the cameras for us, and then they sent us back the photos, and we're like, were there more? Because there's not so many. And she
really?
ended up saying like, I was just like really critical of it, but we're like, we understand,
way.
Yeah.
So like, would you
That's
mind
interesting.
sending them anyway? And they
Yeah.
were all such stunning shots,
Yeah.
So it was like funny to think like how to us, like our own art and things
Yeah.
that we create, like of course we are going to be extremely critical
Yeah.
of it, but it's like to somebody else that's like just taking a look at this like online part of the magazine.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, to me I've seen so many roles where I'm just like, the whole thing is like so beautiful and stunning, but I know for a fact that person is like super like self-conscious about what they
Oh
have.
yeah. They've been formatted to only accept perfection and a certain vision of perfection that fits with the mass vision of beauty and I think like when we were letting people develop their own, like we were not seeing like any images.
No.
So we decided to just like change the process and have people send the camera back.
Yeah.
And we just like show everything.
Yeah, because I feel like I might do that too.
Oh,
Like I want to be like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
of
that, but I totally would. I think I would like look through and be like, oh my god, like I look ugly or something. It's just so stupid. Or like, have any roles ever turned out like that? My fear would be like fucking up somehow. Like ruining all the photos. Have any roles just come back like not?
Yeah, of course.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
There are a few, but in sometimes there are also some roles where I will say 26 pictures are like not coming out, and then there's one
shit,
that's
really?
great.
And,
Oh my
But
gosh! But
that
it's
one picture might end up in a printed version just because that's an amazing picture. So it's not like
all
I
or
feel,
nothing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's not the quantity. Of course it's a quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Let me think. Do you think that... So I'm kind of talking about Instagram a lot, just because I find it super interesting, like the way that it's so toxic, I think.
Yeah, it
And
kind
I
of
hate
is.
it.
I know.
Well, especially with the influencers. So I didn't even realize how like people look up to these influencers for doing literally nothing. Except being like good looking or like
And technically,
having money.
all they do is pushing people to buy it.
Yeah,
to purchase.
yeah,
They're
like
human
makeup or like
billboards.
whatever they're selling,
It's
like
terrible.
merch for some reason.
To me, it's like, of course, anyone can choose whatever path they want to choose for, like, to get money. But I feel like there's definitely been like, there are some people that when they ask about the project, they just want like, oh, like something free, and it's like, like we explain
or also,
like
it's like promo now.
Yeah,
you guys are kind
yeah.
of blowing up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like
so like we'll explain to them like, like at this time we're like not able to like offer it. So like if you're interested in contributing to the project, like you may purchase one, you know. But also it's sort of like, you know, like it's sort of like in the future, like if you were to ask again and like there was a fitting role or like theme that you could fit into, you know, like then like maybe it's not at that time that you get a free camera, but it's like it's maybe in the future, you know, like that there could be something that you're like aligning perfectly with. But I just remember like one person very vividly like referring to us like as stupid Americans. You just want to like charge everyone for everything, and it was just like, hey, like, you know, like one, like only two of us. It was just it was just like insulting, because I'm like, you know, like this is a project, you know, like it's not just like I don't know, like there's money and time that goes into this, you know, that it's like we are funding this with our own money, and then like luckily like we make enough by selling cameras by the people that want to contribute that it sort of like recycles into the project. But it's like, you know, it does take some time to and energy and money to like develop the camera and then to ship the camera. And I mean, like not everybody is local, so shipping does get expensive, and then to print the books, and it's just like, you know, it's like no matter what kind of business it is, it's like, you know, it's like insulting to just think like, oh well, it's not worth my money, you know. It's like I kind of think that now like success has kind of like become like synonymous with privilege almost, because people who like are privileged are usually successful. Other times or they appear successful, so it kind of sucks for people who actually are successful and have like worked hard. People might think it's like privileged, and then it's just like, well, it's just like a fun project. Like why can't I do it for free? Which is so like messed up. Also, just thinking of like, you know, like in every line of work in every industry, like you will get yeses and you will get no's, you know. So it's just like frustrating to think like, oh, like how, like that. I wouldn't say it happens that extremely all the time, but there are a lot of times where it's sort of like, you know, like we can't just like do things for free. And
I mean, I personally believe nothing is free in life. I mean, I come from Belgium, where healthcare and education is pretty much free, but that's not true. Someone is paying for it. There's always someone paying for it. So, but I think like people have been like, again, like put in the idea that you can ask certain things to be free. But in this case, if we give something for free, we are paying for it.
So someone's always paying for it.
Exactly. There's always someone paying for it. And again, like we have a few people that will, you know, contact us on Instagram, like send me a camera. Not even like okay.
No, like persuasive essay.
Send me a camera. Or there's
my god, that's so funny.
Usually those are guys.
Really? Totally. I'm gonna go to Cabo, just send me a camera.
And then we have, of course, like a few girls like, hey, are you interested in a collaboration? And that's of course the passwords for like, I want something for free.
Promo, free shit.
But then honestly, like I think majority of people who contact us are like, oh my god, this is an amazing project. How can I participate? And they're like more than happy to purchase the camera and help support the project.
That's awesome.
So that's amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I know. My editor was like super stoked. Cause you guys reached out to us, I think, right? Or did we reach out to you guys? Yeah, she was so excited about it. She was like, "Oh my god, I love this project, and you have to do this." And of course, I wanted to, of course. But I was gonna ask you guys before. Do you think that Instagram has sort of like ruined film a little bit?
Actually, I think the opposite.
You think that it's brought it back?
Yeah, I think that with everything that is wrong with Instagram, it's also a platform that is giving so much importance to photography in general and images. And a lot of people post film on Instagram.
That's true.
And I think that it has actually like promoted people to shoot film and feature it there. So I really think that it's actually helping.
Okay, that's interesting. So like, do you think, I was gonna ask, do you think that film like will become like obsolete, or do you think that it's always
I mean, I might be wrong, but I believe film is like books. I think people are always gonna like this like physical feeling of photography or like literature. And I mean, I'm personally really believing that as we go, we gonna notice that consummation is like not really like the way to go. That obviously like pollution and the ecology are suffering.
Yeah.
And I really believe that one of the first things that is gonna go away is probably fashion. But I believe that art is not something that is gonna go away.
Okay.
So I actually believe that especially the younger generation are probably gonna be more willing to put money into producing art than just buying stuff that they throw away after.
So that's interesting. It's like so many older people. Like my dad the other day was like, "Do any of your friends still read books?" And I was like,
"Well, that's another question, though."
No,
because they buy books.
Yeah, that's
read.
true. Yeah. We kind of was like, he was like, "You guys like buy?" Because he didn't really think about us using physical books anymore. And I was like, "What?" Yeah, I mean, I prefer physical over just like a Kindle or whatever.
Same.
Yeah, because like that battery could die and you can't read anymore.
It could break, it could crack.
You don't have the pleasure.
And the internet is just like, it's just so strange. It's like everything just pushed out the void and like nothing. It makes things less special. But that isn't. I never really think about it helping film, I guess. Because I'm always like, or I like when I see people post like 35mm, like hashtag 35mm, but they obviously have like edited their film. And I'm
maybe they did, yes. That's of course always possible.
Do you guys like enjoy it? Do you guys like still use Instagram and stuff like personally?
I mean, I do. Like, unfortunately, it's like one of those things that I hate so much. But I'm just like, like it's nice to have like a place where moments are like, oh no, they're like archived. You know? Like,
So. I mean, I will be honest. I'm totally vain. So
me too.
I love taking pictures.
I know.
I post it. It's really for myself. I actually don't really look at other people on Instagram. I look at my page. I'm like, oh, I'm so cute. I love that outfit. So
I think this is a good moment.
I think it's actually more healthy that way than looking at other people.
And feeling like bad about it.
Or like people who, like my friend was like shitting on me. He was like, why did you post that story of us just so people could see we're out? And I was like, not even. I was like, I just thought I looked good. Like I wanted to post it. Like I don't care about like.
Also, it's like mind your business. Like this is my my thing.
Mind your business. What was I gonna say? This is kind of like a silly question, but you guys could send a camera to absolutely anyone dead or alive. Who would you send it to? Top 5.
If you got it. Oh jeez. Okay, I'm gonna go with a superficial side of myself. I would for sure send one to Solange. I'm just I don't know, like what sort of installation she would form for like a 27 shot. Yeah. And also just because it's like, I want to know the inner workings and deep like secret life of like someone who's really famous. You know, because I'm like, obviously you are just a human still, you know, so like you do normal things, you know, like
the opposite like sunsets.
Yeah, exactly. Like it could be. Oh jeez, but to add 5.
I know. If you guys have it, Launch was a good one. That's a good one.
That's a very hard one.
Oh.
I don't know, dead or alive. That's making it even more difficult.
Jesus.
Well, that would be an interview for sure. Well, I think I will pick General Massoud. He was the leader of the fighters in Afghanistan against the Taliban.
Wow.
And he unfortunately died a couple days before the 11th September. And he was like, he's my hero, he's amazing. And I really would have loved to see what people have shot.
That's interesting, Hedge.
I'm like,
I love that, the
range.
But that's also what is interesting about
totally.
It's like the 4 of us are very different.
Yeah. So. Okay. That's so funny. I know.
I know. There's like, so we can have like debates and like strange conversations about like suicide or
I'm sure you guys, like,
climate change. But then like we'll see like a cute dog on the phone and we're like freaking out. So I don't know.
I'm sure your group chat is just like going wild.
My group chat is amazing for sure.
You guys think of anyone else, or you guys gonna stick with Solange in general?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like,
those are good answers. Those are very interesting. I'm like,
I stand with my Solange answer for sure.
Let me see. I don't really have. You guys kind of touched on a lot. I feel like. I guess like in the end, like where do you, because you said you're going to become a nonprofit, you're in the process of doing that. Where do you hope to take the magazine? I guess it's like it's kind of a big question.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we have like a pretty strong idea about where we would like to go, because you kind of need to have that vision to apply for a non-profit.
Yeah.
So I think what we really want to do is to bring awareness to people, to causes, to situations, just to humanity.
Yeah.
We believe that photography and art can bring people together, and I think one camera at a time, one story at a time, we can like highlight certain things on people. We also want to make sure that all those people we send camera to can be brought together as almost like a network. So if we connect, let's say, a graphic designer in Nairobi, and that there is like someone in San Francisco who's like having a small business and needs a designer, maybe those two people can actually meet, connect, and work together. And then ultimately we would like to also have a space where we can organize workshop, exhibition, meetings,
and maybe even provide those services for other people. Like if we were to have our own like print studio that like people can like design their own books and then print them with us, and like I don't know, offer some sort of like grant in the future if we can afford it. But yeah, I just feel like it's also like one of the things that I really appreciated is just that like you'll learn something about someone that you like wouldn't expect. Like who is Sammy Adelbecky? I don't even remember how to say it. Like how he made like the first, or he founded like the first bookstore.
Okay.
God, where was he from?
He's from Syria originally, and then he had to escape to Lebanon when the war started. And when finally the region of the south of Syria got freed from ISIS, he was one of the first people to help going back, and he opened like a bookstore. And his idea was like, culture and knowledge is what is gonna save humans. You know?
That's beautiful.
And I think he had like he founded the first bookstore in that area with English books in English. So it was like, I don't know, like not just, it was like a way to like teach, you know, like another language, and just, I don't know, it was just like, wow, like
it was very inspiring.
Just to think like there's people out in the world doing like things like this on such a, that is like so impactful, but in such a small area that it's like, you know, like people deserve to have like that light shown elsewhere, you know. Also I feel like right now when we only see all the bad in your face, I'm like, I feel like it is kind of nice to like, you know, there is some hope in humanity. There are amazing people doing amazing things elsewhere. So.
And also the common points we see between people, because why we started to do like themed zine is because we were seeing a recurrent theme within all those like roles. No matter where people were from, you will see like you said, sunset or plants or food or certain things that are coming back again and again, and that means one thing, that means like we're all connected, we're all the same, and that's really beautiful in a world that is more and more divided. So I think that's really the idea that we would like to achieve one day, is to use our media and use our platform to bring people together around certain subject or certain causes.
That's amazing.
Like right now, we know that climate change is a big subject we would like to cover. Homelessness is also a big problem that is not only in LA, that is everywhere in the world, unfortunately. And there are different ways to leave homelessness or precarity, and it will be really amazing to be able to collect those different visions, those different lives together, and just bring awareness with that. And like Alaya said, if we can bring enough attention to a cause and eventually create a grant or some kind of like support that can be helping a foundation or another organization, that would be amazing.
Sorry, I was actually going to ask a question that you kind of just reminded me of right now. So you said that you will see similar themes around the world. Have you noticed like any differences, or are they all like pretty similar, like in what people take photos of? Have you does it vary by like country even? Have you noticed?
No, not really actually.
I can agree with that, where it's like it's like interesting to see like, I don't know, like some of our like like more mature contributors, also like shooting the same simple things as like someone that's like on the younger side. So it's like, I don't know, like I will always be ecstatic anytime someone like shoots an animal on the camera. You know, it's just like it's just so funny that it's like, I don't know, that brightens everyone's day that like someone has some sort of animal on their reel, you know, like, so it's like, I don't know, like it like kind of reminds us that like even if we are like different physically and in different locations, it's like, you know, ultimately as like a human, you're like we'll be satisfied by the same things, you know. She kind of just like remind people that like we're all the fucking same, you know. We're all the same. And anyone that makes like treats anyone differently for that reason, it's like no, like I don't know, we're all the same thing.
If anything, I feel we can see certain like profile, like type of photographer, like certain people are really about shooting landscapes, skies, like not really people, and then some people are really shooting like human being, and that's the difference, but nothing like to be categorized by culture or country. Like Tammy, she's from Los Angeles and she mainly shot like people, but then we just got like a role from Russia. She's from Argentina but lives in Tel Aviv, and it was also a bunch of people, and those two girls have nothing in common, but they have the same type of interest in what they shoot, which is actually amazing.
That's really cool, and you probably can't even tell really as an outsider like where they're even from, like everyone just which is awesome. That's amazing. I don't really have much else, I guess, that I was going to ask. You guys touched on a lot. It was amazing. It was perfect.
Cool. You actually have the two talkative.
I love that. Well, when's the next issue coming out?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. So we are not like following hard deadlines.
Not yet.
One day maybe. So the first things we wanted to work on was to have the camera back because they went out of stock end of last year, and we actually worked on a new system to have cameras made in a smaller batch, and also with like a more like a flexible way to update the creative, the box around it. Because before we were trying to order it, you know, through Alibaba, whatever places you can order big batches, but it's like very expensive. It's also like a huge batch for like, you know, 500 camera, and we want to be a little bit more flexible there. So we took our time to develop a new way of getting our cameras, and we're finally finalizing that. So they're coming back on March 29. And then once we're done with that, then we'll be able to concentrate on finishing Nude, the next team zine. Also, we're still waiting for one camera to come back from India.
Oh wow.
Yes, and that was like it was already a trip for the camera to come back. So
it's just funny to think of certain like cameras that we've gotten back. That it's like they've like gone through hell probably in postage. That it's
Have any been like destroyed ever?
No, it's true.
I'm trying to think like. No, I mean, there's definitely been stuff returned to sender, and I'm just like, this camera came all the way from like wherever, like Vancouver, like went there and then came all the way back.
That's
like 4 cameras.
That's the saddest feeling. Like one camera we sent to Lagos took 4 months to arrive there. I honestly thought it was like lost. And
my god!
And it's still over there because I don't know how
it's still over there.
Back. In certain countries, we cannot send cameras because. Well, a camera coming from the United States in certain regimes could be considered as spying, and we don't want people to get arrested and in trouble. So we had to, for example, for Iran or for Kabul in Afghanistan, we had to smuggle the camera. So it means the people knew someone who was in the state and traveling back, so we were like sending to that person, putting in
my god!
But that means those cameras are stuck over there, and they have to wait
until someone comes here.
Wow, wait, this is like a drug test.
I know.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and then it also makes you like really have to learn like how it is in the the region that you're sending the camera to, you know.
Like the one in Saudi Arabia was the most like hitting for me because I found this artist in Saudi Arabia. She was totally okay to receive the camera, but she was like, woman cannot receive mail in Saudi Arabia. so can you please send it to my uncle? Which I did. And then she contacted me a few weeks later and she was like, oh, my uncle found the camera, but he just used it for himself. Can you send me another one? And I was like, okay.
But send us that camera too.
Can you send me the picture?
Yeah, I'm really interested.
I know.
What would you be taking pictures of?
I know. I would love to know what like a Theo in Saudi Arabia is shooting.
I know.
That would be great.
I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
It's like animals and sunsets too. That would be amazing.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
That's probably exactly what it is. But I just think that's so endearing that he's just like, oh, this is
a
for me.
gift for me.
This is for me.
The little pink
camera. Little pink camera. Amazing.
Who would send him that?
I know. Just like this random girl in the United States is like, okay, I'll take it. So yeah, maybe one day, maybe we'll never see them. Who knows?
Them.
Yeah.
Wait, so those are still over there?
I think. So.
I mean, yeah, he just kept it. Good for him.
Yeah. He got to develop it, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
I think that was actually pretty much it.
Cool.
You guys want to add anything else?
Oh, jeez.
No, I think we said everything.
Yeah.
Really.
It was good. And I'm like, oh man, the transcribing is.
I know we've definitely had an interview like that where a friend of ours, like, she transcribed the whole thing, and she was like, okay, you guys are gonna have to like go through and read where I was like, I don't know what you said here, so I don't know how to spell that. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. If it happens to me, I'll probably just email you guys. Let me see. You guys should come to the next